Just give me a minute.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine? In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
What do you mean, I have Bowsette?
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed
And yes, I do hate Bowsette, so what do you mean by I
able to
have...
travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks.
I think Bowsette is one of the most pathetic memes I've ever
The Von
seen.
Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Tri-Optimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union
I was gonna upload some videos today, but I couldn't figure out what to upload. I have so many videos I need to get finished. I didn't know what to upload.
Revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
Huh. Must be nice not knowing what the fuck Bowsette is. Why would you tell him to do that? Are you trying to scar the dude and rape his childhood?
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The ground shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grab shafts.
All you need to know about Bowsette is it's just a dumb meme that was created by sad virgins. What happened was, a really long time ago, when they were releasing a new Mario game, there was a new power-up that was introduced. This power-up was referred to as like the Power Crown or something, and what it did was it turned Toadette into Princess Peach. Specifically Toadette and no one else. And some fan uploaded a comic of Bowser putting the crown on, turning into what is known as Bowsette, and then going to marry Mario. It was a dumb meme, and idiots all over started having this meme where they would put the crown on someone, and it would just turn them into Peach. Basically, it's just a dumb gender-bending meme that's so retarded it doesn't understand that what they're memeing is nothing new. It's just called gender-bending, but they think they're clever. And it just led to all kinds of perverted fetish art being drawn of Bowser, Boo, any Mario enemy you can think of. For example, they took Boo and turned him into a sexy lolly. They took Bowser Jr. and turned him into a sexy lolly. They turned Bowsette and turned him into a thick, busty, generic hentai-looking bitch. And it's even dumber when you consider the fact that there already was a female Bowser in Superstar Saga, and guess what? It looked nothing like Bowsette.
Step into the grab shafts to proceed
Funny
to
how that
street level
works out.
recruitment.
So yes, all you need to know is it's just a dumb, perverted meme that sadly blew up on Pornhub, because of course it did. Because degenerates online will look for any excuse to whack their bag to degenerate crap. And to think some people call me a degenerate because I watch things like Kodama no Jiken or Black Bullet because it dares have the main characters be lollies. I swear, some people. I've made videos on Bowsette. If you're curious to know more, I've made videos on them. Yeah, they're a little bit old, but they're there. The Bowsette thing didn't last very long. It was one of the shortest lived memes in existence. And the stupid Bowsette convention they did was a bust. If you see my video, I laughed my ass off at how much of a failure it was. Like 12 people showed up, and they expected 100 to show up.
Before you choose your career, you'll want to learn some basic abilities. First, you should go into the basic training center. When you're done with basic training, proceed to the advanced training area.
Yes, I've seen Black Bullet before. Sure, I'll play Alien Isolation. The only reason why I haven't played Alien Isolation is simply just because I don't own it. Although, I think I do have it on my wish list. I'm gonna have to check that out. But if you follow me on Steam, just check out my wish list every once in a while. But yeah, I'd love to check out Alien Isolation. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And I'm a horror fanatic. I love me my horror. I have no clue what's up with the double screen. I've been trying to figure that out. I hate using Streamlabs. It's such a pain in the ass. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. Sorry about that. It was Streamlabs being stupid again. Better? Sorry about that. I'm still getting used to Streamlabs. Fuck you, Streamlabs. You ruin everything. I just never have any luck when it comes to streaming, do I? This isn't going to cooperate with me, is it? I don't want to use that. I just want to use the game capture, you piece of crap. Let me guess, it's still not fixed, is it?
To pick up... Welcome, trainee. While you're in our virtual training courses, we provide you with a simulated cyber interface. This training interface is identical to an actual military-grade cyber interface.
Fuck! This is bullshit.
Now, let's try it out. Move the mouse. See how it changes where you look? That means you're in shoot mode. Hit the tab key. This puts you in use mode, where you can use your mouse to interact with items in the world. Open your primary MFD, or multifunction display, by clicking on the MFD button near the bottom of the screen. This display shows your strengths in various areas. When you're ready to continue, press the tab key to go back to shoot mode. Try changing between modes until you get the hang of it. Follow the red path along the ground to the next training station. To pick up items, center them on your screen and right-click. This will automatically place that item into your inventory. To view your inventory, press the tab key. You can move items around your...
What the F?
To drop an item...
Great. The stream is already ruined. I'm probably going to delete it by the end of tonight because this is bull crap. Apparently I have to do something extreme.
To use Use items like buttons in computers.
By the way, it
set
would have
them
been
in your
helpful if you
view,
told
and
me
click the
how
right
to
mouse
skip the
button.
tutorials
All
rather
usable
than just
items will
simply
have buttons around
recommending
them.
me to.
Highlight the button on the pillar and right-click. This will activate the lift. Try it out. If you can still see your inventory display, it means you're in use mode. Hit tab to return to shoot mode.
There we go. Yeah, for some reason it was capturing both display and game at the same time, even though I didn't want it to do that. So I just removed it.
The object before you is a med hypo. Pick it up and then press tab to go into use mode. See the crate in front of you? To search it, center it on your screen and right-click. If you are in use mode, simply move the pointer to the crate and right-click. To take an item from that container, simply left-click on it. This will automatically place that item in your inventory. To close the container window and return to shoot mode, press the tab key.
I always hate how PC games basically give a middle finger to people like me that prefer to use controllers over mouse and keyboard, which I hate.
One of the most important tools you have as a soldier is your PDA. This device stores audio logs, emails, and other useful information. Click on the disk icon near the bottom of your screen to bring up the PDA display. Currently, the contents of now it's time to learn about jumping and mantling. To jump, simply press the space bar. Some surfaces can be mantled onto by holding down the space bar. Mantling lets you pull yourself up to ledges and other high places in front of you. Give it a try. You've done well.
I hate tutorials.
Remember, if
They're
you're
the
unclear on
worst.
any aspect of what you've just learned, you can repeat the training as often as you
Piss
wish.
off, I don't care. I like controllers too, but PC gaming doesn't seem to have any respect for them.
If you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced lessons provided here. Advanced training will familiarize you with the 3 key areas. Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back. The shuttle will take you to a UNN orbital space station, where you'll receive a briefing regarding your yearly postings. Good luck.
Let's see. I use my Switch controller. The Switch Pro controller is one of the most comfortable controllers to use. Oh wait, you're not going to give me an explanation as to what the class does? Okay, fine. Fuck you then, game. The one time I actually want you to explain something to me. Whatever. I didn't delete anyone's comment. What the hell are you going on about? I don't delete comments. YouTube deletes comments because it's an asshole, but I don't. I don't give a fuck. Post whatever comment you want. I don't even delete hate or threat comments in my YouTube, in any of my videos or streams. I don't care. Well, whatever. I doubt it really matters that much.
The OSA welcomes you to Orbital Station Chunlo. Ready yourself to feel the limitations of your mind slipping away. We will guide your path over the next 4 years. The shuttle bays at the center of the station will ferry you to your next stage of growth. When you've chosen, head into the appropriate shuttle bay. Get ready
If this
to
game
learn
frustrates
things
me
you've
enough, I
never
might move on
imagined.
to a new one. Hopefully that won't happen. I gotta get a freaking table. Man, these controls for the controller are really awkward. I can't move forward with the right stick. I have to use the left stick and just move up or down. I mean, yeah, that's just annoying. Why is it so hard to just have an option between controller and mouse and keyboard? Okay, I don't care about any of this crap. Can I just play the game? Oh, there we go. Damn. This is already starting to remind me of the old school Resident Evil controls.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Runang await you. A year in meditation on the nature of matter will grant you power over it.
Yeah, but if a comment gets deleted, just know I'm not the one who deletes it. I don't even use the filter tool on my YouTube channel. It's usually YouTube that deletes comments. I saw a comment before I started the stream that was deleted for no explained reason.
Your body has been neglected in your training of your mind. On Io, you will find soldiers who wish to test their endurance. You will surpass their physical.
That's good. I still need to get me a desktop.
Many threats to security can only be defeated from In the grand scheme, individuals are no more important than pieces on a game board. Occasionally, it becomes necessary to remove a piece without disturbing the flow of the game. These removals will be done in silence and with complete secrecy. You shall spend a year learning these skills. Acts of political terrorism and corporate coercion disturb corporate and political stability. You shall spend a year battling these chaotic elements, both psionically and by physical force.
I know, I noticed that. That's why I was reading which one to take. You think just because I haven't played Alien Isolation, I don't know anything about the game? I know quite a lot about Alien Isolation. I just haven't personally played it.
Shuttle A-138, you have clearance for landing on the Von Braun in Shuttle Bay 2. Welcome aboard, soldier.
Might as well have said, did you know that in Resident Evil you play as fucking Chris Redfield?
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory. Restoring memory. Restoring.
Maybe I'll do. Maybe around Halloween time, I'll make some lists of like top 10 anime to watch around Halloween time.
Steady yourself, soldier. This is Dr. Janice Polito of the computer ops staff of the Von Braun. You're safe for the time being.
But I would
You're
recommend
recovering from the
another
intensive surgery and will be unable to
elfin
remember any of the
lead.
events of the last few weeks. You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind of force
Another
has
good
hijacked
horror
the ship.
anime out there.
That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save your life. You must find an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to meet me. Deck 4. Can you remember that? But keep your eyes open. They're after us both now.
Another is definitely the best horror anime I've seen so far.
Watch out. I'm getting strange readings from that radar dish outside the window. It's become unstable due to... Move! Take cover!
Critical decompression hazard in the cryo recovery suite. Evacuate immediately.
Finally, a weapon. First off, SAO isn't a horror anime, so go F yourself. Second off, don't try to bait my stream, because the people who watch my videos aren't idiots. I'm trying to figure out the whole 3D thing because I definitely want to do like a virtual YouTuber kind of thing with my OC. I just gotta get that figured out.
Pressurizing and the blow vacuum shield won't last long. Get through a secure airlock before you're sucked into space. Move it!
Oh great, I need to enter a code. No, I have not played the RE3 remake, and this may sound shocking coming from me, but I don't think I ever will. I heard they fucked it up. I think I'll just stick to the original RE3 rather than playing the remake. Yeah, Elfin Light is a pretty good one. One of the first anime I saw when I started actually watching anime. That siren is really annoying. Oh, fucking lovely. The crouch button isn't fucking mapped to this thing. I fucking hate keyboard controls. Fucking PC Master Race my ass. I've not seen Desert Punk, so I can't give my opinion on it. Yeah, I don't know what the crouch key is, and I hate trying to frickin' cycle through every single key trying to find it.
Like I've got nothing better to do. I think Grassy just likes to make work for me. I'll set the new code to 45100. That should be easy enough to remember.
Oh, this is annoying. Okay, shift. Finally. Why not just map that to the controller?
Please move immediately to cryo recovery B. Decompression event imminent. Airlock door inoperative.
This power cell is dead. There should be a recharger nearby. Just use it and it will recharge all the power-driven devices in your possession. After you've recharged the cell, plug it into the auxiliary power unit. That should open the airlock door. Be quick about it. The vacuum seals won't hold up much longer.
I'm trying to insert it, you stupid ass game. There we go.
Good. You've managed to get out not before the whole area depressurized. I've just uploaded you some cybernetic modules. You can use them to upgrade your cybernetic rig at the upgrade units in this area. There are 4 types of units in the next room. 1 for each subsystem of your cybernetic gear. Stats, psi, weapons, and tech. But use the modules carefully. They're hard to come by.
Have not seen Fist of the North Star. Again, cannot tell you. I mean, I'm reading a manga that rips off Fist of the North Star, if that counts. Well, kind of. So another one of these things.
Can somebody let me out? I can't find my card. Please, let me out of here.
I mean, from what little I know about Fist of the North Star, it's a perfectly fine, fucked up 90s anime, if that's what you're looking for. Sure, why not? Although I don't know if I've ever played any of the Alien vs. Predator games.
Well done. I'm uploading some more modules.
Is there silence?
The Discord.
Nothing.
That insipid computer Xerxes has shut down the elevator as well. Xerxes has control of the ship's security system. Avoid or destroy any security cameras you see. You can hack security computers to power down the cameras too, if you're but don't function the job or you'll set off the alarm cells. Your corpse is useless to me.
Fuck. I completely forgot to figure out how to save. Only now do I realize how much I've taken quick saves for granted. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. Does it look like I know anything about System Shock? Of course I'm gonna get my ass kicked. It's not like this is Final Fantasy or a series I'm very familiar with. I didn't even know which powers to go with. I know this game doesn't autosave because it's old school, but I forgot to find some kind of save point. I own a katana. However, I need to get a sharpener for it because it's not sharp.
This is the place. Time to get some pics of the leaders.
How am I supposed to respond to that? Is there any good non-anime type of anime? What is that even supposed to mean? love to play Doom Eternal, but alright, I can't because of the dumbass system requirements. I swear I can't play anything. Just watch any anime that's not a cliche romance anime or a battle shonen and you should be fine. Oh, or a harem or a school anime. Just avoid those like the plague. Also, it's nearly impossible to avoid anime tropes, I can tell you that right now. Again, I can't play jack shit on this thing. And I'm stuck on Doom 64, so I can't play that. No, I have not played BioShock. Yeah, I know the frame rate shit itself when I tried to play. I don't know why my laptop has such a hard time running a game like frickin' Far Cry 3. That's like a PlayStation 3 game. God, I hate PC gaming so much. Well, I'm just going to put this up until I can figure out what to do. No, I haven't watched Starship Troopers. No, I haven't gotten the chance to play Doom 3. I only have the classic Dooms and Doom 2016, but for some reason, every time I try to download Doom 2016 on my computer, my computer just randomly crashes for no reason. I don't know why, there's no reason for it, and it only happens when I try to download Doom 2016, nothing else. I mean, I definitely buy some more games on Steam, but I ordered some stuff, and now I don't have, well, I mean, I still have some money, but I don't have a ton of money left to buy some games because I gotta pay some bills later, some bills. For anyone who was curious, that package I got, I decided against uploading a video of me opening it because it's absolutely plastered with my name information and address information. So I didn't feel like trying to find a way to censor that. But those who are curious about what was inside of it, I'll post a picture or possibly show it on my webcam if I can get Streamlabs to cooperate with me. But it was a manga that was in there. No, I haven't played the Mad Max video game either. Well, that's a random Halloween costume. I feel like people would just make fun of you if you wore something like that. I know it's a good game. I'm sure once I get the hang of it, I'll be fine. It's just that the weird wonky PC controls just aren't very friendly to someone like me who's used to being a console gamer. I mean, I can adapt to PC controls, but I always find them a little bit awkward at first. And I didn't feel like starting over from scratch. Had I saved, I probably would have kept playing. Call it lazy, I just don't feel like going through all that again. And yes, I'm well aware I didn't make it very far into the game either. But there's nothing more annoying than dying and then having to start over from scratch because you're an idiot and forget to save. I don't care about the Addams Family. So, I mean, I've seen the Addams Family live action. I haven't seen the animated one, but I just didn't really think much of it. It's just not ever anything I took an interest in. Well, here's the thing. I can't promise you that Tales of Mysteria won't fuck up like Far Cry just did. Like I said, it's not always consistent as to when a game will work fine on my PC or not. No. Well, actually, I like old school real-time combat. I don't like the freelance pseudo MMO crap. That's the kind of stuff that gets on my nerves. Basically, anything that tries to be like an MMO but isn't an MMO, or something like Tales of Symphonia, those kind of battle systems really piss me off. They just don't work, they're awkward, and it basically requires no strategy. It just becomes button mashing at that point. That's why Final Fantasy XII pissed me off so much. Yeah, you have no idea how fast this stream would be taken down if I tried to pull up Bleach. TV Tokyo are huge fucking assholes. They've taken down so many of my videos for using Bleach footage. One of my AMVs I made of Noitora got taken down on multiple occasions. Every time I re-upload it, they take it down again. TV Tokyo are like Rooster Teeth. They're dicks for no real good reason. I don't mind MMOs, but they rarely ever have good combat systems. I prefer old school RPG combat systems. Now, I don't have a problem with games like Skyrim or Fallout. I don't mind that kind of like first person kind of stuff. That can be fine sometimes. But I rarely ever enjoy stuff like what they had in Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 15. That game pisses me off so much, it's the one Final Fantasy game I refuse to play. It's like a fucked up combination of Kingdom Hearts and God of War, and I don't like it. God of War is what is known as a hack and slash. Final Fantasy 15 is what you get when you try to combine Kingdom Hearts and God of War. It doesn't work. Sure, it sounds like it would make sense in theory, but the way Final Fantasy did it was just absolutely asinine. And even if they did it properly, it just would have felt like playing Kingdom Hearts, just with a lot more gory finishing very gory cinematic kills. Final Fantasy lost me after the 12th game. I tried giving the series a second chance with 13, which I do technically have in my library. But Final Fantasy 13 failed to impress me. The combat system in Final Fantasy 13 fucks up by not allowing you control over your partners. You're only allowed to control one character, which is something I didn't like about Final Fantasy 12. Oh, let's only let you control one character at a time, because that makes sense. It worked so well the last time you tried that. Final Fantasy 15 would be fine if it wasn't called Final Fantasy 15. If it was called Emo Fagtard Fantasy, it probably would have done a lot better rather than trying to be a Final Fantasy game. Because being a Final Fantasy game comes with certain expectations. When you don't meet those expectations, you just piss fans like me off that just want a Final Fantasy game. I'm sick of all these dumbass experiments. Whoever is in charge at Square Enix needs to be fired. Why is it that Dragon Quest is the only series that manages to have enough common sense to stick to the formula in terms of gameplay? Why is it so difficult for companies to understand the concept of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Another thing that got on my nerves, and this got me in a lot of shit, but I don't care. When I found out that the Final Fantasy VII Remake abandoned the original battle system that made Final Fantasy VII great, I nearly lost my shit. Once again, Square Enix does not learn their lesson, and they keep trying to implement these battle systems that the fans don't want. They're still trying to do this hack and slash cinematic bullshit, and I'm sick of it. You had one job, Square Enix. Take Final Fantasy VII and just update it. And you fucked it up. Square Enix is so shit, they can't even fucking remake a game that was already good. But of course, because fans were hyping up the Final Fantasy VII Remake for decades, fans ate it up anyway. Oh, never mind the fact that the game isn't complete. Never mind the fact that they fuck with a perfectly fine battle system. We love it. Why? Because we're mindless sheep that will just mindlessly consume product. Well, I am a little bit more cynical than that. Either give me a Final Fantasy game or don't waste my time. And if you're going to insult me as a fan by taking something I loved about the older Final Fantasy games and then putting something I hate, like a fucked up battle system that would be in 15, 13, or 12, then I'm not interested. Just give me a goddamn Final Fantasy game. Why is that so hard to ask for? I don't understand this mentality nowadays where it's a foreign concept to just simply give fans what they want. Final Fantasy XIII may not be the worst Final Fantasy game, but it does have the worst story. And to think that's pretty hard to top because Final Fantasy X had a wretched story. I know it's sacrilegious to speak ill of Final Fantasy X, but let's be real here, fellow Final Fantasy fans. Final Fantasy X was wretched story-wise. The story is fucking horrible. The characters are shit except for Auron. The gameplay was great, Auron was great, the music was great, but the story and the characters, not so much. Tidus might be one of the worst main protagonists in Final Fantasy history. Yes, I've played Bravely Default. I was actually playing the second one earlier today. See, here's what I've been saying Square Enix needs to do, and I'm all for this. They need to just axe the Final Fantasy universe. Just destroy it, and have the Final Fantasy universe be replaced with the Bravely Default universe, and just continue making Bravely Default games in place of Final Fantasy. Because Bravely Default works and was very successful because it felt like a Final Fantasy game, which Final Fantasy fans like me have been starved of. And as a result, the first game sold so well, trying to get a copy of it was nearly impossible because if you went to a GameStop or a Walmart, they were always sold out. I remember that. A really long time ago when Bravely Default first came out, I tried to get a copy of Bravely Default and they were sold out. I had to go to a Walmart in a completely different state to get a copy of Bravely Default. And yeah, Bravely Default I enjoy because it feels like Final Fantasy. It goes back to the roots of what made Final Fantasy good. It feels like a sort of remake of Final Fantasy 1, which I like. Say what you want about Final Fantasy 1, it's a Final Fantasy game. And as a fan, that's all I really want. Just give me a Final Fantasy game. And I really like the second one, and I hope to be able to beat it. Sadly, I have to start all over because when I went to that convention, I got robbed by some douchebag. So now, I sadly don't have my copy of Bravely Second anymore, so I had to get a new one and start over from scratch. Which is annoying. Final Fantasy VIII, it's fine, I guess. I mean, it does have its problems. If you've seen Spoonie's video on Final Fantasy VIII, you know that it's not perfect, but again, it's a Final Fantasy game. Despite its flaws, I can at least say that it's a Final Fantasy game. But it does have its problems. The magic draw system wasn't a welcome inclusion to the series, and you can tell because they threw that system out real fucking quickly and they never tried to implement anything like it again. The music was good as always because Nobuo Uematsu is a genius and is one of the only people at that company that seems to be capable of doing his job just fine. Because Nobuo Uematsu understands a simple concept. Stick to the formula, and when it comes to his music, he sticks to certain formulas that made previous Final Fantasy soundtracks great. Yes, both both Bravely Default and Bravely Second got butchered in North America. They did censor some stuff, and they completely changed the character's age. Yes, that's true, sadly. And I hate that that even had to happen to Bravely Default, but apparently they had to change some outfits because they were too revealing. They had to change Idea's age. Idea was originally 15, but they had to make her 18. And a couple other things. So yes, that actually happened. I really wish they would stop doing stupid crap like that. Like, oh no, this outfit is too revealing. Who cares? Unless they're running around butt naked, what's the freaking issue? Like, they had to change one of the outfits that Idea wears. It was the bikini. They changed it to just a pair of boy shorts. Fucking beautiful. Why don't you go fuck yourself, Square Enix? Or whoever thought that was a good idea. Like, I guess apparently characters in games can't even wear bikinis now because even that's too much. God, I hate my generation. My generation can't enjoy anything. And then they wonder why I purchase games like Koyakatsu Party to spite this sensitive generation that thinks, oh, sex bad. No wonder Koyakatsu Party is like the 6th best-selling game on Steam. I don't know about you, but people most certainly care about the music in Final Fantasy. In fact, while I'm waiting for this game to download, I can put on some Final Fantasy music to help pass the time, because Final Fantasy has some damn good music. I love the Final Fantasy soundtrack. Well, I love the Final Fantasy soundtracks up until 10. Because by that point, everything went to shit. Because after 10, they didn't even have Nobuo Uematsu anymore. Wonderful job, Square Enix. You managed to lose one of the only guys that's actually good at keeping the series good. Brilliant job, geniuses. I swear, can somebody get me working over at Square Enix? I'll fix the fucking Final Fantasy series and I'll do it for free. Why? Because I don't care about money. I just want the Final Fantasy series to be good again. Is that too much to ask for? Just for a good Final Fantasy game? Rather than all these failed experiments? And what really drives me nuts is fans that try to say that games like Final Fantasy 12 and 15 aren't as bad as people say. I always cringe when they do crap like that. No, they're bad. You're just in denial and don't want to admit that they're bad. Final Fantasy 12 was shit. And no, the story was not good. And even if the story was good, it doesn't change the fact that everything else in Final Fantasy 12 blows. Just because Final Fantasy 15 isn't as bad as 13 or 12 doesn't make it a good Final Fantasy game. It's barely recognizable as a Final Fantasy game. I mean, the character design is so bad. To think people called characters like Squall emo edgelords. Then Final Fantasy 15 shows up and says, hold my beer. Thanks for that, Final Fantasy 12, because what we really need is to attract the emo fangirl crowd that fingers themselves while watching Black Butler. That's totally what the Final Fantasy fan base needs. God damn it, I really wish I knew who keeps thinking that these horrible ideas are good for the series. And that's why publishing companies are a joke. Because executives are out of touch with the normal, everyday people. I hope you guys can hear the music fine while we wait for this game to download. I have nothing against hack and slash games. I don't know why you think I have something against hack and slash games. I love God of War, and Kingdom Hearts is one of my all-time favorite series. Also, I have the Berserk game, Band of the Hawk, which is a hack and slash. I like Hyrule Warriors. I have the 3D Ninja Gaiden games. I have nothing against hack and slash games. I just don't like that Final Fantasy 15 was turned into some fucked up hybrid between Kingdom Hearts and God of War because it didn't work. Oh yeah, this is the Tower of Magi theme from Final Fantasy II. And to think people call Final Fantasy II the black sheep of the series. No, at least Final Fantasy II is an actual Final Fantasy game. Like I said, Nobuo Uematsu is a genius. And to think people say that NES music can't be good. Anyone who says that NES music can't be good, please send them my way so I can make them look goofy. I have so many happy memories playing Final Fantasy 1. There's a lot of factors that can go into a good video game soundtrack. Final Fantasy 1 is one of the Final Fantasy games I played the most growing up. I've beaten that game so many times. I've beaten the PSP Portable version, I've beaten the Game Boy Advance version, I've beaten the PlayStation 1 version. I've even beaten a phone version. I miss the good old days of Final Fantasies 1 through 6. Why can't we just go back to that? In this era of retro nostalgia, everyone wants to make an indie game that looks like a retro game from the SNES era. Why not do that with Final Fantasy? Like frickin' Square Enix made Octopath Traveler, which is basically a Final Fantasy game. It's funny how the games that are not called Final Fantasy feel more like Final Fantasy than the games that are called Final Fantasy. Maybe I'll try to pull up Final Fantasy IX in a little bit, which is my personal favorite. Yeah, this is one of the boss battle themes from the first game. Such a good theme. I always looked forward to the battle against the four fiends, because then you get to hear this amazing soundtrack. Possibly the best soundtrack in all of Final Fantasy has to be this one. Now, this might be controversial. It might not be, I don't know. But this is without question the best soundtrack, period, from the Final Fantasy series. Never got the chance to play Dungeons and Dragons. Nobody I knew owned Dungeons and Dragons or played it. I've always been curious about it though. And everything, I just need to record. I should probably get that video out real soon. Because I did make the list of my top 10 favorite anime of all time. And yes, Hellsing is very much on there. So yeah, I'll try to get around to that. Okay, fingers crossed this game actually works. Yes, most people will tell you that Hellsing is the absolute perfect anime. Is one of the absolute perfect anime to watch around the Halloween time. Oh, and Streamlabs is being stupid again. Give me a minute. I need to get used to using Streamlabs. Such a pain in the ass. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. Odds are it's either my laptop or my streaming software if it doesn't work. Okay, let's see if this works. Best Christmas anime? That's a bit of a tricky one because there's not very many Christmas anime I could think of off the top of my head. The only thing that comes to my mind when I think Christmas anime is the, well, that's not a good sign. Frame rate drops, but anyway, the only thing that comes to my mind when I think of Christmas anime is that random Christmas special that Onichichi did. That's about it. Oh yeah. And then there was that, but this doesn't even count, there was that chapter in Kodomo no Jiken that was dedicated to like being a Christmas chapter, but that happened in the manga and wasn't in the anime. So I don't know if I can answer the question about good Christmas anime. Let's see here. Yep, that'll do it. The resolution is too high.
What up?
I'm just trying to do a stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get dinner started after this.
I'll probably just make a small bowl of ramen just to hold me over.
Eh, here's some hot Cheetos if you want something to snack on. I pulled those out for my stream. Also, like I said, I got a bunch of candy from Walmart. It's up in the cabinet. Just make sure you get some because I've been having a hard time controlling myself around it due to my sweet tooth. Okay, that should fix it. Alright, hopefully the game should work fine. I think the resolution was just too high. Alright, fine. Challenge me, you fucking RPG. Input buffer window. What the hell does it mean by input buffer window? Let's see here. Adjust the amount of time allowed for buffering. Oh, Christ. This is one of those RPGs, isn't it? Like, I swear, if this is an RPG I think it is, then I don't know if I'm gonna have a fun time.
They're already demons.
Don't worry, I only said that in frustration. I won't actually delete this stream. Because that would just make the whole thing a waste of time. I will have to rename it though,
You hide here,
since this isn't a System Shock specific stream anymore, so I'll likely just change the name in the thumbnail.
You'll be just fine with these. Celica enchanted them herself. They'll give you the courage you need to survive.
They will.
Sure they will. Now, have I ever lied to you? I'll come back for you once Celica is safe.
Oh,
it's scary.
Good. All I had to do was fix the resolution, and it seems to be working fine.
Despair.
So that's
No matter
good.
What?
I won't. I promise. After all, I'm Laffy's older sister and your student.
By the way, I forgot to put this in the title, but this is also like a part Q&A. I don't think I'm going to do Q&As anymore as subscriber specials. What the fuck?
On that day, the world began to change. Men and beasts possessed by evil spirits, hunting and killing anyone they could.
I've seen Blood C, but I haven't seen Blood Plus.
But even in the depths of despair, only two
Also,
things
beating an
mattered to me.
RPG in one stream is impossible.
The taste of blood-soaked flesh.
Nobody in their right mind would ever try to
And
beat an
revenge
RPG in
upon
one
one
stream.
man.
Unless maybe it was an old school RPG.
Laffy, time to wake up. Okay. told you to stop calling me Luffy. I'm not a little kid anymore.
Grumble, grumble, huh? You must be feeling good.
Bit of a fever, I'm afraid. At least the new medicine's supposed to come today.
I stand corrected. Looks like the stream is
Until
buffering
then, you stay in
infinitely,
bed,
like every
right?
time I try to run a game that
What?
isn't something
Aw,
retro.
But I wanted to go to the cave.
Sorry, you'll have to wait.
Well, I guess if push comes to shove, I could
Can
pull
I
up an
at least read a
emulator.
book?
Don't trouble your sister, Laphicette.
I swear to fuck, if this dude is an Orin ripoff, I'm gonna snap.
Arthur, done chopping firewood?
Yeah, enough to last through winter. But there's something else I need to take care of. Sorry, but medicine money will have to wait a bit.
I can earn it myself.
It's either my
then.
stream
Bring down a
software,
few
the
crippled
game, or
wars,
my
and I'll have
laptop.
Plenty to offer in trade.
Like I said, my laptop doesn't tend to do very well with any
Arthur's
modern
first
game.
maxim. Plans must be solid and reactions flexible.
All right, I should...
I'm sorry, Velvet.
Whoa, hey!
I did
what's
warn that this
everyone
might
apologizing
happen.
For? We're a family, right?
I gotta get some more retro games.
Right, I'll see you later.
I whipped up some porridge for you, okay?
Thank you. Be careful, Velvet.
Thank God for the quick save. Well, that's unfortunate. Can't do nothing around here. You know, I really wish Steam would stop giving me frickin' achievement cards for every minute thing I do. Well, I guess back to the image and the music until I can figure out what to do. Like I said, I might have to pull up an emulator or a retro game or something. This is so frustrating. This is why, even though I know you guys like streams, I hate having to do them because it's difficult to get a good stream going. Maybe things will be different when I get a PC, which I'm going to get my own one built, don't worry. But until then, I don't know what the problem is. Is it my internet? I don't know. Is it my laptop? I don't know. Is it the game? I have no clue. There's not really too much I can do about it. It's either a problem with my laptop or just... Well, actually, I don't even think it would be an internet problem because I'm supposed to have powerful internet. I hate it when that happens.
Did your game crash?
No, it didn't crash. It started causing the entire stream to lag and buffer endlessly, so I had to quickly cancel it out, sadly. Happens anytime I try to play any kind of modern game. I don't know why. I guess my laptop or my streaming software can't handle it. It's so asinine. Yep, that typically comes. Even though I lowered the resolution to the resolution of my laptop, I guess that still wasn't enough. Because the stream still flipped out. Lovely.
What game was it?
Tales of Mysteria. Ooh, Final Fantasy X OST to Xanarkand live orchestra. Ooh. Oh, fuck. I forgot it's difficult for me to listen to this song without being reminded of her. God damn it, why did she have to choose that song as her theme song? Fucking cunt. An emulator is... An emulator is basically something that you can play a video game on. If I recall correctly, emulators are what people use to test games, but emulators are often leaked online, and people can run old games on them. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Yeah, that's pretty much Steam in a nutshell. You boot up the game and it gives you some worthless achievement. You meet the main character, it gives you an achievement. Hell, with Dark Souls, you get an achievement just for dying. One thing I really want to do, but like I said, I think I might save it for like a Patreon thing, but not necessarily because like, oh, I'm trying to get money for my Patreon. No, it's mostly because while I would love to sit here and just stream watching anime with you guys, that can be problematic because number one, I ain't trying to be like Susie Lou. I ain't trying to be like that fucking cunt. And number two, if I did ever try to live stream just watching anime with you guys, I think you know exactly what would happen if you're familiar with Susie Lou or just my track record with companies like Sony or Rooster Teeth or Show Pro or TV Tokyo. They would bring the hammer down on me. So I'd much rather just do like smaller private streams on places where I won't get fucking blocked for trying to watch anime with my fans, you know? So that's why I think I would have it more as a Patreon thing rather than just like a thing that I would do on my channel, because if even one person called me a Suzy Lou ripoff, I would go to war with somebody. I don't know. I'll play more of the game tonight. My real thoughts aren't going to come through until I experience the gameplay. And like I said, the gameplay is going to make or break the game for me. If I don't like the battle system, odds are I'm not going to enjoy the rest of the game. So that's just how it's going to be. So if I don't end up playing more Tales of Mysteria, like I said, it's probably because the combat system pissed me off. I mean, I couldn't really get much of an impression from the game because I barely even got to play it before it screwed up. Of course, when Final Fantasy finally gets a good composer to replace Nobuo Uematsu, they waste it on something like Final Fantasy 15. Fucking beautiful. Go fuck yourself, Final Fantasy 15. Why do you exist? Why is it... I can't with Final Fantasy 15. I just can't. Everything about Final Fantasy 15 pisses me off. Yeah, I've played games where you get all kinds of weird achievements. I can't imagine what kind of weird achievements you get on Steam when you play Koyakatsu Party. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I didn't get Koyakatsu Party on Steam. I plan on buying it someday just so I can show people on Steam that there's a market for adult games. This is something I plan on making a video about someday, where I want to tackle the stigma around adult games like Koyakatsu Party, because I don't think people should be shamed for playing adult games. Also, I think the A rating needs to go. Well, personally, I think the entire rating system needs to go, but that's besides the point. Nothing, I just think my microphone was picking up your phone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. I mean, I won't say too much about it here because if I give my entire thoughts in this stream, then it's going to be pointless for me to make the video. But in short, I don't think people should be shamed for playing adult games, and I think adult games have a right to be sold on store shelves just like any other game. Because here's a simple question I would ask anyone. Please tell me, how is playing an adult game like Koyakatsu Party or Honey Select or the Playboy Bunny game that I remember my mother used to own, how is that any worse than playing something like GTA? That's what I would ask those people. Please tell me how an adult game is somehow more messed up than a game like GTA. Please explain that to me, because odds are you can't, because there's no logic behind it. So what, because a game has sex in it, that automatically makes it worse? I think that's a very asinine concept. Because if you want to go off of the whole what is more fucked up thing, shouldn't horror games and games like GTA get higher ratings than adult games? I don't know, that's just kind of my thoughts on that. But I'll save that for a future video I plan on talking about. But yeah, I bet you Koyakatsu Party probably throws all kinds of weird achievements at you. Maybe I'll buy it on Steam, because supposedly there's a difference between the Steam version and the original version. I don't know how true that is, because I got the original Japanese version instead of the Steam version. Mainly because I didn't have the money to buy it at the time. Nowadays, I easily could. Because thanks to my job, I actually make a respectable amount of money. So I can actually afford to buy things now. So I'll actually be able to buy more video games to stream. When I get my next check, I'll probably get some more games on Steam. And I'll try to go for some more older games, because older games seem to run fine on my streams and on my computer. It's the newer games that for some reason my system has a hard time with. So, yeah. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get some of the older Final Fantasy games and just stream playing those. And just share my thoughts with you guys about what I love about Final Fantasy. Because lately it's impossible for me to think about Final Fantasy without thinking about how fucking pissed off I am at the series ever since 12 came into existence. Let's see, is there any game I can on my Steam that might possibly work a little bit better that I have on here? Let's see. I could try playing Custom Order Made, but that would probably get me in trouble because that's technically an adult game and I'm not looking to get another strike. Maybe Far Cry 2 will work, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, this stream didn't go as well as I would have liked it to go. This is why I kind of prefer the podcasts over the live streams, because it's a little bit easier. Because whenever I try to get a game to work on one of my streams, something always goes wrong. Final Fantasy did everything wrong. If you want to find out how to kill a franchise, just play any Final Fantasy game after 10. Final Fantasy just missed the point of what made Final Fantasy great. They kept making all these weird experiments that nobody wanted. Then we end up with shit like Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 13, and Final Fantasy 15, which was basically the final straw for me. Oh yeah, I am of the opinion that adult games should be allowed to exist on consoles. It boggles my mind that you're not allowed to play games like Koyakatsu Party or Honey Select on consoles just because of the rated A rating. I think that's fucking stupid. I will bet you, if you sold Koyakatsu Party on the Switch, like if Nintendo allowed it, it would sell like crazy. Because Koyakatsu Party has proven that games like Koyakatsu Party sell. Think about it. You wouldn't shame someone for playing a quote-unquote kiddie game like Kirby's Epic Yarn or something like that. So why should someone be shamed for playing a quote-unquote adult game? Again, please explain to me what the fuck the logic is here. And I don't want to hear, oh, that's a false equivalence, because it's not. Because if you're going to shame someone for playing an adult game, a game that's made for adults, then how is that any more asinine than shaming someone for playing a game that's made for quote-unquote kids, in massive quotations? And like I said, Steam shows us that games like Koyakatsu Party sell because every once in a while Steam allows an adult game to be sold on their platform. And on the rare occasion that they do, they always sell well. I wish Nintendo would allow Koyakatsu Party to be sold on Switch just to prove a point. Because I know odds are it would sell very well. And I know people would try to trot out the mud children argument. Here's the problem. The rating system never stopped kids from playing GTA, Call of Duty, God of War, or anything like that. Okay, I was playing God of War and GTA when I was 10 years old, okay? So don't act as if the rating system stops people from playing these games. It doesn't. Okay, I was playing adult games when I was like 12 years old. Your rating system doesn't do dick. It's a mild inconvenience at best. And with platforms like Steam, it's easier than ever for people to actually fuck Steam. With the advent of the internet, it's easier than ever before for anyone of any age to get their hands on any game. I have not played 14, mostly because it's an MMO and you have to pay a frickin' subscription service. Maybe I'll give 14 a try because I've wanted to try out Final Fantasy 14, but I've never had the money to pay for a subscription. Now if I wanted to, I could. But the thing is, I don't know if I want to waste money on a subscription to a game I may or may not like. That's why I really wish MMOs would get rid of the subscription service. It's so fucking outdated and unnecessary. Like, subscription services for video games, unless they're fucking free video games, they don't make any fucking sense. You should only have a subscription if it's something you can experience for free. Like, you don't see me charging you guys a subscription to follow my YouTube channel, nor would I ever do that because that's utterly fucking laughable. No, I do not like mecha anime, and I can't explain to you why I don't like mecha anime. I've tried many times to watch mecha anime, I really have. I tried watching Gundam Wing, which I heard was really good. I tried watching Evangelion. I tried watching Code Geass. No matter how hard I try, I can't get into mecha anime. I don't know why, I just can't get into them. And it's not really because I hate the mecha genre in general, because I have nothing against it. I like Transformers, I liked Power Rangers back in the day, so it's not that I have anything against the mecha genre, I just can't get into it, and I can't fully explain why. And believe me, I've tried on multiple occasions. I haven't been able to find one mecha anime I can actually watch. Yeah, amen. I don't understand like why people freak out over people like buying adult games. Like, who the hell cares? I don't raise an eyebrow when I see a 30-year-old man buying Minecraft. So why should I raise an eyebrow because someone's playing an adult game? Who the fuck cares what they play? Like, I find out that there's this company called Illusion that has been making adult games since the freaking 90s. And nobody in the West knows about these games. The only games made by Illusion that the West is aware of is Rape Play, Koyakatsu Party, Honey Select, and Shoujo Girl. Those are the only games that people are well aware of, because those were the only games that the West ever got their hands on. Koyakatsu Party was actually released in the West, and it did quite well. But I find out that this company Illusion has been making adult games for as long as I've been alive. What the hell? These guys should be huge. They should be like the Capcom of adult games. Yet they're more of a smaller private company set up in Japan. Like, I buy adult games just to spite sensitive people that think, oh, how dare you play an adult game? How dare you play a game about human reproduction, you fucking animal? And I'm over here looking at them like, bitch, just shut up. Like, you cannot freaking honestly tell me that a game like GTA 5 is worse than Koyakatsu Party. It's just not gonna fucking happen. It's fucking absurd. Like, that's never made sense to me. GTA, meh, who cares? I mean, it's not as if you can go on fucking mass killing sprees in GTA and do all kinds of fucked up stuff. Oh, but a game about consensually dating girls and having sex with them? Nah, that's too far. Like I said, I'll certainly make a video about this someday, standing up for the adult gaming market, because it's been strangled for years and it honestly needs to end. There are a lot of ways to describe Sora, but I don't know if I would describe Sora as edgy, though. Roxas, maybe. Sora, not so much. Sora's more in line with a battle shonen protagonist. Like, he's much more like a Naruto or a Goku or something like that, or an Ichigo. He's not like a Sasuke or an Ulquiorra. Although Sasuke, I fail to call him edgy, I just think he's emo, because he's so fucking cringy. There are plenty of good porn games out there, that's the sad part about it. There are lots of good porn games out there, but the issue is, you never hear about them because they're not allowed to be sold in the West. And even if they are sold in the West, they're borderline impossible to get your hands on. Koyakatsu Party, Honey Select, 3D Made. All of these are good games, but you'll never hear about them. Thankfully, platforms like Steam are making it a bit easier for games like that to thrive. But even Steam will sometimes do something stupid, like censor the game anyway. Lucky. My cat can't have kittens. And she hates other cats, which annoys me. Because I've always wanted to get another cat, but she always picks fights with every cat that she sees. Trust me, the better I get at programming, I'll make my own porn game someday just to spite these people. I just got to improve my programming skills.
Remake the Atari porn games.
That's one thing Steam could do as a laugh. Just re-release the Atari porn collection. Yeah, it's usually best to put the kittens in some kind of box that the mother can fit in, so the mother can just watch over the kittens. If there's one thing I know my cat stuff. I don't know what else to do for this stream. Every game I try to play doesn't want to work. God, this sucks. That's why I've just been going on a lot of rants, because I know you guys will find that entertaining. But yeah. Don't worry, that video will come out where I'll put my foot down and tell all these people saying that porn games should not be sold to go fuck themselves. Whenever there's a game that could be considered a porn game on Steam, I typically buy it just so Steam will realize that there's a market for this kind of stuff, even if I don't like it. I recently bought this kind of porn game called Boob Saga, and it kind of sucks. It's not very good at all. I wouldn't recommend buying it. But I bought it just to prove a point. GTA Online and Koyakatsu Party together, would it sell? Sure. I don't see why not. I mean, the whole thing with Koyakatsu Party is you make a main character, you make a bunch of girls, and then you wander around school talking with the girls, making friends with them, dating them, and then eventually having sex with them. That's basically all Koyakatsu Party is. Sure, you could probably make a fun online game out of that. Just have a good character creator, and then there you go. Maybe add some VR. I mean, I don't know if I would say it would probably be as fun as going out and actually getting laid, but yeah, I could see it working. Oh yeah, that reminds me, another game I bought on Steam that was an adult game was I bought a game called Escort Simulator. I would so play it, except you know YouTube would so fucking block me if I even tried that. Like, one thing I want to do, and I plan on doing this someday if I can get my hands on all the games. I want to play every game released by Illusion and rank them all. And if you're curious, Illusion was the company that made that infamous rape play game you've probably heard of. Apparently they were the ones that made that game. Yep, the people that made Koikatsu Party made that game. I can't help but to laugh at that. Yeah, and like I said, these guys have been making games for a long time, so I would have a lot of games to track down, and some of these games came out in the frickin' 90s. So some of them would be a bit of a challenge to try to track down. Yeah, I don't know why a cat would have kittens underneath floorboards. Like, I know cats have a thing for hiding, but that just seems like a bad idea. Like, if my cat did something like that, I would tell her no. I would give her a nice little box or a bed where she can keep the kittens safe. If she could ever have kittens. Oh yes, absolutely. The people who bitch about these porn games are the same people that bitch about games like Mortal Kombat and GTA. They're just a bunch of loser soccer moms that have nothing better to do with their time. Because I always say, I don't really care what you play. I mean, I don't like Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty sucks. But you don't see me going around telling people, oh, you shouldn't play Call of Duty. I just kind of roll my eyes whenever I see them play. But that's about all I'll do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what I think you should and shouldn't play. Play whatever video game you want. You want to play God of War? Go for it. You want to play Rape Play? Go for it. You want to play DOA Extreme? Go for it. You want to play Kirby's Epic Yarn or Lego Star Wars? Go for it. Who the hell cares what you play in your free time?
Fortnite.
Well, actually, I take that back. I will actually go apeshit if you mention Fortnite. Nobody should play Fortnite. Playing Fortnite should be illegal. I fucking hate that game so much. The reason why I didn't talk about Fortnite when I was reviewing the Death Game media is because I would have lost my fucking mind. Fortnite and PUBG are a disgrace to the Death Game genre, and they can go fuck themselves. So yeah, if you play Fortnite, do me a favor and go fuck yourself with a big black dildo. But if you do decide to play it, whatever. In all seriousness. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Fortnite. Even my little cousins don't like Fortnite. My little cousins straight up said that Fortnite is stupid and boring. I don't blame them. Fortnite is a trash game. I don't know why people think that that's a good game. It's only good because people compare it to PUBG, which was already a shitty game. Yeah, if you compare a piece of shit to a piece of shit, yeah, one might look slightly worse than the other. It doesn't make it good. And make no mistake about it, Fortnite is not a good game. I've had plans to talk about Fortnite and PUBG for the longest time. As a fan of the death game genre, I'm disgusted that those games exist. As much as I don't like Danganronpa, at least Danganronpa has some understanding of what goes into making a good death game, even if it fails miserably at it. Well, good luck, because the last time Koikatsu Party was on sale, I think it was only like 20% off or something like that. It's probably not going to become on sale until the winter sale, most likely. I could buy Koikatsu Party if I really wanted to. The only reason why I haven't bought it is because technically I already own it. And I've been doing a lot of mod work for Koyakatsu Party. So I would have to transfer all my characters, all my mods, and everything over to my Steam version of Koyakatsu Party. So odds are I'll probably buy it just to have it in my library. I don't know if I'll ever download it though because I already have the game. If you're not able to train your dogs to not pick fights or not eat your cats, that's a problem. You know what's sad? You want to know how toxic Fortnite is? Kids in school are being bullied for having default Fortnite skins. Oh yeah. There are actual kids in school being bullied because they don't spend their parents' money to get shitty Fortnite skins. Fuck Fortnite. Again, if you think Fortnite's a good game, you're wrong. Plain and simple. You're just wrong. It's shit. You're free to like the game, but you're wrong if you think it's a good game. It completely misses the point of what it wants to do. It only does well because of normies and kids. That's it. All Fortnite is let's take PUBG, a shitty game, and combine it with Minecraft. That's all Fortnite is. I don't know if I have a favorite animator, to be honest. Maybe a studio, but I'm not sure about a specific animator. Also, no offense, but who the fuck has 6 dogs? That's just ridiculous. Unless you had a dog that had puppies, then maybe I could understand. If you spend money on Fortnite, you are part of the problem. You are the reason why microtransactions will never truly go away. Yeah, I played that game, Karen Simulator. It's trash. It's really, really fucking bad. How do you fuck up such a simple concept? A horde shooter where you shoot annoying Karens. I mean, Blood and Bacon was able to pull off a simple horde shooter. That game is so fucking bad. You can't play it without walking outside of the map, and you can't shoot your gun without it causing some ridiculous shaky cam. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you fuck it up that badly. I know it's a simulator game and it's supposed to be shit, but there's a difference between making a joke game and just intentionally making a shit game and hoping that unironically calling it... I mean, just taking a shitty game, slapping simulator on it, and just hoping that people will ironically like it. Because, well, simulator games are supposed to be shit. I hate it when people do that. Like I said, the reason why it's taken me so long to make a video about Fortnite and PUBG, it's because it's difficult for me to talk about Fortnite and PUBG without losing my fucking mind. Because whenever I look at Fortnite and PUBG, I have to remind myself that this exists in the same genre as Battle Royale, the Belko experiment, and motherfucking Fate. It is absolutely unacceptable. Like, you have, like it shouldn't be that difficult to make a fucking death game. Have a story about a bunch of people being trapped on an island or in a building, and they're forced to kill each other until only one remains, and just make it a third-person or first-person survival game. That's literally all you have to fucking do. And for some reason, that's just a challenge. Apex Legends, PUBG, Fortnite, none of these fuckers can get it right. The only one who somewhat understood what they were doing is the people who made the culling. It was a little bit more of a melee-focused survival crafting game. That's a little bit more of what you would expect from a game like that. But no, we gotta make it into just another online shooting game, because we don't have enough online shooter games. Fuck me. Fuck, I hate Fortnite so much. And PUBG is just as bad. Make no mistake about it, all these games are shit. Apex Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, none of them are fucking good. They all miss the fucking point. So don't try to come at me, but what about Apex Legends or something like that? That game is shit too.
Are there any good Battle Royale games?
No.
Oh.
Every Battle Royale game that has ever been made so far has failed miserably. The only one that might be worth a damn is Fatal 12, and that I hardly even count as a Battle Royale game, because though it's technically classified as a Battle Royale game, it's a fucking visual novel. It's pretty hard to fuck up a visual novel. So I don't even know if that one, if I should even count that one.
You know what's pretty decent? I don't know if it really counts, but like Hunger Games servers and Minecraft, those are actually pretty decent.
I don't know about Hunger Games, Minecraft. I've been meaning to check it out, but I imagine it's not much better, because I imagine it's just Minecraft but with a Hunger Games aesthetic. Like, how is it any different from just normal PvP would be my question. I mean, yeah, sure, you have the whole aesthetic of at least Minecraft is focused on, like, crafting and whatnot. Like, again, a death game should be a survival game, or a survival horror game. That's what it should be. And yet, they can never get it right. Like, why is it that movies and anime have no problem with this concept? Fate, amazing. The Belko experiment, Hunger Games, Battle Royale. All of these are great, but for some reason when it comes to video games, nobody has a fucking clue in their head. That's why I'm going to keep improving my video game programming skills, because I'm going to make my own death game one of these days, and I'm going to show these idiots how to do it right. Yes, Fortnite is a slut. Fortnite collaborates with everything. Fortnite collaborated with Star Wars, for God's sake. And Star Wars is dead. Haven't heard of Fall Guys. If there's anyone who can take my challenge to point me to a death game video game that doesn't suck, be my guest. My friend Timothy pointed me to Fatal 12, and I'll give that one a try. He claims it's good, I'll give it a fair chance. If you can find me a death game that doesn't suck, I'll gladly check it out. But as far as I'm concerned, every death game, video game that has ever been made sucks. Apex Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, all of them are just fucking wretched. The Battle Royale mode in Fallout 76 and Call of Duty, needless to say, those are shit too. Again, the same problem as Fortnite and PUBG. It misses the point. It's just a generic online shooter. That's all it is. It offers nothing more beyond that. These games oftentimes are too lazy to even be bothered to have a fucking story. What people don't understand is people watch death games for the story, because death games are perfect for deep character studies and great stories. Hunger Games, Battle Royale, the Fate series, the Belko experiment. All of these pieces of media have amazing stories and put a lot of time into their characters, because that's the most interesting aspect of it. Yeah, watching a bunch of people kill each other can be entertaining if you're into that, but that's not the main thing that drives people to it. Yeah, the Fate series has amazing action, but that's not the main reason why you watch Fate. You watch Fate for the story and the characters. Like, if you want to play Fortnite or PUBG, just literally play any fucking FPS game with a multiplayer mode. That's all it is. That's all games like PUBG and Fortnite is. It's literally just any generic multiplayer mode in any FPS game, just with more people. That's all it is.
You forgot to mention Call of Duty made their own Battle Royale game.
Oh no, I mentioned it.
Oh, you did?
I said COD.
Oh.
COD is short for Call of Duty. But yeah, Call of Duty's Battle Royale mode and Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode are shit. And what sucks is you could actually make an interesting Battle Royale game out of something like Fallout. That's the fucked up part about it. Fallout is a universe where you could do something absolutely brilliant with a death game premise. But will Fallout or Bethesda do anything interesting with it? Probably not. Well, GTA Online, I wouldn't really classify that as an online shooter. GTA is just a game that has shooting mechanics in it. GTA is not focused purely on being an online shooter. GTA is an open world sandbox game, and a damn good one. GTA is not a fair comparison. And I don't hate online shooters. I mean, I hate most of them, but I don't hate the idea of an online shooter. I just hate that so many of them suck. And my main problem with PUBG and Fortnite isn't necessarily that they're online shooters. It's that they're nothing but online shooters that completely miss the point, but are banking off of the name of Battle Royale, which pisses me off, because I like Battle Royale. It's a great movie. And games like Fortnite and PUBG leech off of the Battle Royale name and concept, and it infuriates me. I have no problem with an online shooter if it's done well. But don't take something like Battle Royale and turn it into a fucking generic online shooter. It's just a waste of fucking time. Again, I know a lot of people like to shit on the culling, but at least the first culling game had some fucking clue of what they were doing before they lost their mind. Yeah, the game wasn't really all that good, but at least it had the right idea. It was a melee-focused survival crafting game. It at least makes more sense than PUBG. See, another problem with making frickin' games like Fortnite and PUBG into generic online shooters, one of the big problems is when you take a bunch of people and put them on a large map, they're gonna spend most of their time looking for someone to kill, and when they finally do find someone to kill after 30 minutes of running around doing nothing, odds are they're gonna get killed in 5 seconds by some fucker with a sniper, and then you've just wasted 30 minutes of your life. That's why games like Fortnite and PUBG are a bad idea. Like I said, I'll get into this in my video explaining why PUBG and Fortnite do not work. And I challenge anyone to try to tell me that I'm wrong, because you're actually talking to someone who actually gives a shit about the death game genre. I'm actually passionate about the death game genre, and I want there to be good Battle Royale type video games out there, but they're not making good Battle Royale type video games, and I'm disgusted that the Battle Royale concept has been turned into just another fucking trend. I am not going to sit here and just let that happen. Either make a good death game, or just don't even bother. As much as I hated Danganronpa, at least it had some decent idea of an interesting death game video game. Yeah, the game was cringy, and it didn't work all that well, but at least it was moderately successful, and it probably had better gameplay. While I find the story and characters cringy, at least it had a decent idea. If Fortnite asks to use my OC, I tell them to buy me a pair of steel-toed boots so I can put my fucking foot up their ass. In fact, whoever's in charge of Fortnite should stay as far away from me as humanly possible, because I want nothing to do with those fuckers. A Halo Battle Royale game could be interesting, but odds are they'd fuck it up. Given the track record, I have no faith in the video game industry that they could ever make a good Battle Royale type video game. I don't know anything about Ghost and Roach, so I can't comment on that. I can only comment on the games I've actually played, or at least have some knowledge of. I tried really hard to like PUBG. It's just so fucking difficult. It's so frustrating playing a game where where you just spend most of the time looking for someone to kill, and then when you finally do, you die almost instantly. It's frustrating. No matter how good I get at PUBG, the game is just not fun. I mean, the Battle Royale style video game, basically, it reminds me of Dead by Daylight. An absolutely brilliant concept that was absolutely fucking wasted. And don't worry, I'll talk about Dead by Daylight one of these days. I actually played that game, and as a horror fanatic, I'm pissed. I want to take this really sharp mail key I have and throw it at whoever made that game. Way to just fuck up such a great concept. God, the video game industry is trash. They can't do anything right. No, I do not like courtroom-style battle royale. It's awkward. I did not like... Well, I can admit that Danganronpa's idea is interesting. I personally can't stand it. I don't like the Ace Attorney series. So, why would I enjoy battle royale mixed with Ace Attorney? Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against a good mystery game, but I'm just not a big fan of the concept of Danganronpa. I just think it's way too weird for a death game. I think a survival horror approach would work a lot better. Or at least an action horror approach. The death game usually works at its best when there is some kind of horror approach to it. Or it's a little bit more action focused or fantasy focused. Fate Zero worked, Belko Experiment worked, Battle Royale worked, Hunger Games worked. Like, it just boggles my mind how all these game companies can look at things like Battle Royale, Fate Zero, Hunger Games, Belko Experiment, and not understand the infinite wealth of possibilities. What you can do with the death game genre is nearly limitless. It is limited only by your imagination. That's what I love about the death game genre. It's not inherently a limited genre. There's a lot you can do with it. All you really need to do is just keep to the tropes. A certain number of people are trapped in an area, and they must kill each other until only one remains. That's usually all you need. There's a lot you can do with it. It doesn't specifically have to be like, oh, you all have to kill each other until only one remains. You can do something interesting with it. Like I said, while I don't like what Danganronpa did, I can at least respect it for being a unique idea. So Danganronpa shows us that it's possible to do unique things with the death game genre. It is literally limited only by your imagination. So if you fuck up a death game concept, odds are you just suck and don't have a good imagination. Because it is literally limited only by your imagination as to what you can do with it. No, Royco versus Corona is not a good matchup. And anyone who thinks that's a good matchup, go fuck yourself. And I already know what they're going for with this matchup, and I despise them for it. It's the same reason why they think, oh, let's have Royko fight Carnage. Well, they both fight with alien symbiont suits or something like that. Therefore, that automatically makes it a good matchup. No, that's just stupid. That makes the matchup lazy. Because you're showing that, you know what? I don't have the imagination to come up with a creative death battle matchup, so I'm just going to take two characters that are basically the same thing and have them fight each other because I'm too fucking lazy to come up with something better. That's why I hate mirror matchups. They're just lazy. People I know who come up with mirror matchups are usually devoid of creativity and imagination. Because they're usually not capable of coming up with an actual unique matchup. So they just say, fuck it. They have the same power, so have them fight. These two have some kind of alien suit, so fuck it. Have them fight. It's stupid. It's just really lazy. That already exists, Maverick. I hate to break it to you. It's called Celebrity Deathmatch. You should probably try playing it. Also, you could probably make an interesting death game battle royale out of a pro wrestling theme. Hell, there's already stories about people dying in real life playing pro wrestling. Why not just take it to the extreme then? Although I would say it would basically be a requirement that you need to hire someone to be AJ Styles, and he needs to break his neck doing his gay 450 splash. I mean, I have an idea for my own death game anime that I hope to make someday. And I'm gonna continue to carry on the legacy to the best of my writing skill of good death game media. Just like Battle Royale, Hunger Games, and Fate Zero before me. Yes, I'm well aware about Venom versus Corona. The thing is, it's hard for me to care, because at this point, Death Battle has become so predictable, I can't even be mad anymore, because it's like, what the fuck else was Death Battle gonna do? I'm not surprised anymore at this point. I saw the new Death Battle today, and it was fucking horrible. Just more lazy sprite animation bullshit. Like, fuck you, Death Battle, seriously. You're so fucking lazy, it makes me sick. And your fans also make me sick because they blindly defend your bullshit because they don't know any better. Or they just have no fucking standards. Grimjow versus Sabretooth. Do I really need to explain what's wrong with that matchup? Odds are Venom versus Corona is gonna suck too. Like, Death Battle just doesn't care anymore. They're just like every other big YouTuber nowadays. They have a schedule and they're gonna stick to it, and they're not gonna deviate from their formula because they know you're gonna watch their shit anyway. That's what Death Battle has become. it sucks that I have to say that, because I used to have a lot of respect for Death Battle. Death Battle ran out of ideas a long time ago. Death Battle's original ideas, back when it was just Death Battle, weren't much better. It was just more of the same shit. Just a bunch of mirror matchups. Yeah, every once in a while they did something unique, but for the most part, they just took two characters that were basically the same thing and had them fight. And years later, not much has changed. I mean, for Christ's sake, one of their early matchups of Zelda versus Peach, literally the only reason they wanted to do it was, quote, "They're two useless damsel in distresses, so have them fight." Even though anyone who has played The Legend of Zelda will tell you that Zelda is anything but useless. Yeah, she gets kidnapped a lot, but that doesn't make her useless. She regularly fights by Link's side, and there are many instances where Link would not have been able to defeat Ganon without Zelda's help. It's infuriating when people do stupid shit like that. Zelda's not useless, not by any stretch of the imagination. Getting kidnapped a lot is not the same as being a useless character. A character like Bella Swan is a useless character. She literally can't do anything. Yes, I like Mortal Kombat. The only problem is I've always had this love-hate relationship with Mortal Kombat because I could never perform a fatality. Yeah, you can laugh at me if you want, but I would play Mortal Kombat growing up and I would never be able to get a fatality to work, and I don't know why. It would drive me nuts every single time. I'd see my brothers and I'd see my friends play it. I'd see them perform fatalities and I'd get pissed off because I'm like, why the fuck can't I get a fatality to work? It would drive me up the wall. I've thought about getting the new Mortal Kombat game because I saw it when I went grocery shopping the other day. I thought about getting it, but I wasn't quite too sure.
I have to get to bed, but maybe we can do the dinner thing another night, maybe tomorrow or something.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, no problem.
Yeah, just because it's something different doesn't automatically make it good. You still have to check to make sure it fits the steps I laid out for what makes a good death battle. You still gotta make sure you check all the other factors. Also, it's hardly anything different because it's still the same concept. Oh, Grimjow and Sabretooth. They're both cat guys with cat powers, so have them fight. That's basically the idea. Brightburn versus Homelander. Oh gee, I couldn't possibly imagine why they want to see that. You know what, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Lucy versus Brandon makes more fucking sense. Like, okay, we get it. They're both Superman ripoffs, so that doesn't mean you need to have them fight. I mean, I get where they're going for. In all fairness, maybe Brandon versus Homelander could be something decent, but they're not going to do it. Plus, we don't have enough feats from Brandon. And I don't know if Brightburn's ever going to get a sequel. He has some feats, but he doesn't have enough to put him on any kind of impressive level. I mean, he's taken down some buildings, he's taken down a plane and all that. I mean, he does have some useful powers, but he doesn't really have much in the way of feats. Not sure how much longer to keep the stream going for. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to get some new videos up. I'm behind on so many videos. And there's been some videos that I've had to cancel over really stupid shit. Yes, I'm well aware of that. A lot of game franchises have been bad. I don't know when these game companies are gonna learn that you can never please Puritans and you should stop trying to bend over backwards for them because it just doesn't work. Like, Puritans have been doing this for a long time. It's nothing new. They just evolve. First there was the Christian Puritans, and then now you have the sexual Puritans, and then now you have the SJW Puritans. However, it's all the same shit. Just a bunch of overly sensitive bitches just complaining about shit that they find to be distasteful. This is why a lot of the stuff I write gives a big middle finger to Puritans. If you're a Puritan, stay the fuck away from my anime and video games if I ever make any. Because they're gonna give you a fucking heart attack. And I'm gonna ruthlessly mock you. Like, I remember I had a chat earlier where I was saying that if I ever heard some freaking SJW loser praise my anime, like, let's say I ever got to make Snuff Machinery, and I had to listen to some people say that, oh, my anime, it's stunning and brave because some of the main character is a female, and one of the other main female leads is a person of color. Or the main villains are lesbians. I would tell them, shut the fuck up. I would be just brutal to them in interviews. I'd tell them, shut the fuck up. I did not write Snuff Machinery to be stunning and brave. I just wrote characters that just so happened to be women. Like, some of my main characters just so happen to be women. A couple of my main villains just so happen to be lesbians. That doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean I'm trying to fill some diversity quota. I don't give a fuck. I just care about writing good characters. Simple as that. And I would completely shut those people down. Yeah, I think instead of buying games that bend over backwards to Puritans, every time they throw a shit fit, I think I'll just buy another adult game. Like, that might be a new thing from here on out. Whenever a Puritan bitches about something incredibly inconsequential, I'm going to buy one porn game just to piss these people off. Like, more like it goes out saying, like, you can't even use the whole think of the children argument when you go after games like Mortal Kombat, because guess what? Odds are they weren't made for fucking children. How about you just be a responsible parent and don't buy your kids games like Mortal Kombat? Simple as that. This is why I'm working very hard to make Blood Royale a thing, so I can stick it to channels like Death Battle and show them how it's done. But there's still a lot of work I need to do, and I'm still working with my 3D animator. However, if any other animators are interested in working for me, then that could help out. And I'm not looking for anything specific. Like, I'll take people who can do 2D or 3D animation. I don't really mind. Just as long as they're a talented animator. See, this is why I'm probably not going to make a video on cuties, because it's just so trendy and everyone's making a video about it, and I thought about making a video about it, but I don't know if I want to, because I hate feeling like being a part of a bandwagon. If there's one thing that pisses me off, it's bandwagons. And I'm not going to be another sheep to the herd. Like, seriously, don't you people have anything better to do with your time? Like, it's like, okay, we get it. You think Cuties is fucked up. Cool. Don't watch it and move on with your fucking life. The worst thing you can do is not watch the fucking movie. But if you give the movie fucking publicity and you get this shit trending, the odds of people watching it are significantly higher. You dumb fucks. Why are people so fucking brain dead? I swear, sometimes I feel like I'm one of the only people left on Earth that has any modicum of intelligence. Jeez. I really need to make a video on outrage culture. I am so sick of outrage culture. It pisses me off regardless of who does it. It's funny how people hate cancel culture, but they love using it when it's convenient for them. It's funny how all these people that have been speaking out against cancel culture all of a sudden have no problem canceling Netflix. Fucking hypocrites. Why would why would they get Ronda Rousey to voice Sonya Blade? Okay, she's an MMA fighter. That doesn't mean she's automatically equipped to voice a character. You need to you hire voice actors for that. You don't hire fucking MMA fighters. Let alone washed up MMA fighters like Ronda Rousey. If I remember correctly, Ronda Rousey is the bitch that shit herself and cried because she lost a fight. Yeah, what an amazing, inspirational woman. Shoot, put her in the octagon with Brock Lesnar. She'd get her fucking skull busted right open in 2.5 seconds. I have never taken Ronda Rousey seriously. She sucked as a wrestler, and apparently she sucks as an MMA fighter, and she probably sucks as a voice actor too. Well, actually, they did complain about toddlers and tiaras. They just refer to them as beauty pageants. My main problem with these people is that they're hypocrites. They're all against cancel culture except when it's convenient for them. It's okay when they want to cancel people, but if the SJWs want to cancel someone for something they find morally distasteful, all of a sudden it's okay. Because at the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to. They find cuties to be morally distasteful, and they want to cancel Netflix because of it. How is this any different from the SJWs that want to cancel people over things they find morally distasteful? The problem with morals and ethics is, to an extent, morals and ethics are subjective. What one person finds distasteful, another person may not. And nowhere is that more true than with PC culture. PC culture shows us just how subjective moral and ethics can be. My main problem is that these people are just hypocrites. No, I haven't seen The Boys, but everyone keeps telling me to check it out. And I'll probably check it out sometime. I just gotta find a way to watch it. Cancel culture very much does exist. And it's sadly on both sides. Both sides are guilty of it, and both sides just need to stop. Like, okay, we get it. You think cuties is fucked up. Okay, we get it, SJWs. You think everyone's a fucking Nazi. Now, please explain to me how banning a fucking movie is going to magically make kids safer. And what really pisses me off are all these people that say, oh, look, this politician spoke out against cuties. Like, motherfucker, are you really so stupid that you don't understand that politicians are the type of people that engage in pedophilia more so than other people? Like, politicians not only have the power to have entire sex trafficking rings, but they have the power to get away with it. Like, I'm sorry, but if you are one of these people that hates cuties and you praise a certain politician for supporting it, you are fucking brain dead. And I am not going to take that back. I mean that in the most offensive way possible. You are brain damaged. And there's no hope for you. Politicians and people in high positions of power often engage in pedophilia and get away with it. But no, people would rather bitch about movies like Cuties, or they'd rather try to stop anime from existing simply because anime sometimes has lolly characters in it. An example of how pathetic people are, there are people out there that will go after anime just simply because the main characters are lollies. I plan to talk about this in a video, and if you've seen my community tab, you've probably seen the memes I've been making mocking the double standards within the anime community. But there's this anime out there called Listen to Me Girls, I Am Your Father. It's a slice of life anime about a guy who he adopts 3 of his cousins and nieces after their parents tragically die in, I believe it's a plane accident. And he adopts them and tries to be their father. And it's just like your typical slice of life, ABC Family type material. But how do people who review Listen to Me Girls, I Am Your Father describe it? They describe it as pedo bait. They say every 5 seconds the girl's skirts blow up. That is bullshit. I've actually watched the anime and that doesn't fucking happen. What they do is they take a couple of scenes where the girls are in their underwear or will take a bath or a shower, and they'll take those scenes out of context and say, oh my god, this is fan service. It's fucking aggravating to no end. If you honestly think that something like Listen to Me Girls, I Am Your Father is in the same vein as something like Shoujo Ramune, you do not deserve to have an opinion. It's so fucking aggravating. And as I pointed out, nobody will say anything about Fate Khaled, which actually does have fan service in it. But they'll gladly go after an anime like Kodomo no Jiken or Listen to Me Girls, I Am Your Father. There is no consistency. See, I'd be more worried about the child sex trafficking going on and the pedophilia happening in Hollywood rather than trying to cancel a fucking movie on Netflix that's not gonna do shit. Let's say we banned cuties. Okay, let's say we banned cuties. What have you fucking accomplished? Nothing. You're not changing shit. Children are still being molested. Children are still being sold in sex trafficking. Congratulations. You have changed nothing. It's so fucking annoying how these people are just this fucking moronic. If you actually, like this is what makes me sick. There are politicians out there that are calling out cuties not because they think it's a bad movie, but because they simply want good publicity. Like, it is disgusting to me to think that a politician like Joe Biden could speak out against cuties and these morons would blindly support him. That is a scary fucking thought to me. That's why this shit needs to fucking end. Like, okay, you've made your fucking point. Now calm your fucking tits. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, there's been times where I've had to cancel videos because I was worried what these fucking crazy motherfuckers would do. Like, for example, I waited for the longest time to talk about my top 10 favorite anime because one of the anime on that list is a lolly-centric anime. 3 of the main characters are lollies, and it focuses around them. And nowadays, even liking an anime with a lolly main character is enough to get you called a pedo these days. And it's just fucking absurd. I had to cancel my Kodomo no Jiken video essay because I was worried that these fucking anti-cutie people would come after me simply because of guilt by association or something like that. It's ridiculous to me. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, Super. There's a lot of people saying things that I'm trying to keep up with. But yeah, for anyone who was wondering whatever happened to that video essay I said I was going to make on Kodomo no Jiken, I still have plans to make it. It's just that I temporarily put it on hold because I'm waiting for this cuties controversy to blow over, because I just don't feel like getting attacked by these unhinged people that are already in battle mode. They would just wait for any excuse to go after somebody. Oh, look, this person's making a video essay about a lolly-themed anime. He must be a pedophile. And then, meanwhile, a rational person like me rolls my eyes and says, yeah, how about you go watch Shoujo Ramune and then explain to me what the fuck you mean by, oh, you like a pedo anime. Like, just simply having lollies in your anime doesn't automatically make it pedo bait, and I'm baffled that I even have to explain that to anyone. Yes, I know of all the different Versus channels out there, and I have plans to talk about them. One video that's been on hold for the longest time is I want to talk about a Versus channel that calls themselves, and I shit you not, this is actually what they call themselves, Not Death Battle. And oh my god, they made an episode that's worse than Naruto versus Ichigo. That's worse than Jiren versus Saitama. I shit you not. These guys are so bad, they managed to stoop lower than Death Battle, Fan War, and Animation Rewind combined. Yes, I managed to find a Versus channel that's worse than Death Battle, Fan War, or Cartoon Fight Club could ever hope to be. Cartoon Fight Club wishes he could be this shit at his job. And that guy is low-hanging fruit in the Versus community. The Versus community can't stand Animation Rewind. We always tell him to go fuck himself. But even he's not as bad as these Not Death Battle losers. In fact, since I haven't been able to make Death Battle reviews because Rooster Teeth keeps breathing down my neck, I'll start making more videos about other Death Battle channels like Fan War, Not Death Battle, Power Beatdown, and whatever else is out there. Because at least they won't copyright claim me. Now, I know that Not Death Battle is a small channel, but I'm not going to give them a free pass just because they're a smaller channel. I don't give Fan War a free pass for being a smaller channel, and I'm not going to give these guys a free pass either. But just wait. If you thought Death Battle or Animation Rewind was bad, you haven't seen shit. You have not gone down the Versus rabbit hole like I have. Oh, don't worry, I will someday. But I gotta find enough channels to do it. So far, there's Death Battle, Fan War, Cartoon Fight Club, Not Death Battle, Superpower Beatdown. What else is there? The problem is, it would be a difficult ranking to make because all of these channels suck. Like, it's difficult to find a good versus channel. Most of them are just trash. The only good ones I could think of right off the top of my head is maybe Power Beatdown and maybe Deadliest Warrior. Everything else just sucks. Death Battle sucks, Fan War sucks, Animation Rewind sucks, Not Death Battle sucks. All these channels are just fucking terrible. The only difference is some channels suck more than others. Like, yeah, sure. Fan War is technically worse than Death Battle, but it doesn't change the fact that Death Battle is still fucking terrible. The only difference is every once in a blue moon, Death Battle gets something right. Every once in a blue moon. Whereas with Fan War and Animation Rewind, they're so incompetent. At their best, the most they're capable of is producing episodes that are on par with Death Battle filler episodes. And even that's being generous. Like, if I could, I would get some of the best versus debaters in the community, like Sir Splash, Clyde the Weeaboo, Imaginary Axis, Set the Programmer, and make my own versus show and have them as my research team and co-hosts. Say what you want about Clyde or Seth, at least they know how to fucking power scale. Yeah, sometimes Seth the Programmer says some stupid shit, but he at least knows how to properly power scale. I'd happily trust Seth the Programmer or Sir Splash over fucking Death Battle any day. Hell, even fucking Jar is a fucking improvement over Death Battle. And that's saying something because Jar, he got fucking slaughtered by Sir Splash. He completely slaughtered Jar. It was fucking sad to see him try to debate Sir Splash. That was a fucking disaster. But yeah, I have plans to make more tier lists. The death game one won't be the only one. I have plans to do a tier list for traps and other things. I'll probably make one about Death Battle channels. Now, I can't do a tier list of every Death Battle ever made, because if I did that, I'd probably be doing a podcast episode as long as your average EFAP podcast episode, because there's so many fucking Death Battle episodes. I would be there for hours. Now, sure, I could probably cut time by just basically putting them in different categories like mirror matchups and trendy matchups, but even then, I'd still be there for a long, long time. So I'd probably just be better off reviewing the entire channels rather than separate episodes because I'd be there forever. Not Death Battle. Their gimmick is that they pretend to be Death Battle, but they do it under the guise of parody. They pretend to be a parody of Death Battle, but all they do is they just act exactly like Death Battle. That's it. They still make the same fucking mistakes as Death Battle. They just pretend like they're parodying Death Battle just because they have a guy that does a shitty boomstick impression. Needless to say, it's no wonder why nobody has heard of them. Say what you want about Fan War, at least some people in the Versus community are aware of Fan Wars exist. Him to be one of the smallest channels in the Versus community. At least he has 10,000 subscribers. These not Death Battle people, they can't even get more than 20 fucking likes. They could barely even get more than that. While I've grown a little bit more respect for Seth over the years, there are some things that Seth says that I highly fucking disagree with. For example, Seth thinks that Kaguya is solar system level. Bullshit. Kaguya is not solar system level. Seth also says that, what's his name? Momoshiki is solar system level because he can create his own dimension, or realm as he puts it. Again, that's not how it works. Because if you're going to say that Momoshiki is solar system level because he can create his own realm, then the Fate Servants that wield reality marbles are also solar system level if you want to go off of that logic. So yeah, there are some things that Seth says that makes me roll my eyes. But then again, nobody can be perfect. If there was a perfect versus debate, if there was a perfect power scaler out there, I feel like Death Battle would have hired that person a long time ago. Every versus debater has their flaws, even me. I consider myself a pretty good power scaler, but even I have my flaws. I've fucked up power scales before. Admittedly, power scaling can be a bit tricky. But Seth, for the most part, knows what he's doing. He definitely knows what he's doing a lot better than Death Battle, I can at least tell you that much. Well, here's the thing. How would I do a tier list of swords and shields? Do you know how many different types of swords and shields there are out there? What the fuck? I said it, if Death Battle ever does Madara versus Aizen, I'm done. That'll be the last Death Battle review and video I ever make, period. That would be the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. Even if they got it right, I would still fucking rage quit. Madara versus Aizen should not happen, and the scary part is it possibly could happen. And that's scary. Like I said, if Blood Royale ever gets made, I promise you, I will do everything in my power to make Death Battle obsolete. If I ever get Blood Royale made, I promise you, the only claim that Death Battle will ever have over Blood Royale is that they're more popular. I promise you, I will do everything in my power. I already have my own research team. See, the only thing holding me back is the animation side. If I could get my own animation team, I already have a research team. And I have a pretty damn fine research team. They are very good at what they do. Like I told you, my boy Tim, he was able to help me out with the whole Kratos versus Spawn thing. He really knows his stuff. So, yeah, I already have my own research team. It's just animators. So if you ever know any animators that are looking for work, please point them to my direction. I would love to work with them. That's the only thing holding Blood Royale back. I just need some animators. And then I'll gladly get started on episodes. And like I said, I'll show Death Battle how it's done. Because it seems like just simply explaining what Death Battle does wrong isn't enough. Apparently, I'm going to have to show people, especially Death Battle, how to do it right. Like I always like to say, if you want something done right, do it yourself. And that's what I intend on doing with Blood Royale. I plan to bring back the good old days of Deadliest Warrior. I miss those good old days, and I still am going to try to find a way to hopefully be able to make Deadliest Warrior reviews. I want to make Deadliest Warrior reviews so badly. If you've seen Deadliest Warrior, you will understand why I'm so harsh on Death Battle. Deadliest Warrior set the standard. That show was so fucking good. If you've ever seen Deadliest Warrior's Vampires vs. Zombies, it still holds up very well. It's easily better than anything Death Battle has ever made. The closest Death Battle ever got to reaching Deadliest Warrior levels was when they made Nightwing versus Daredevil. That's the closest they've ever come. And Death Battle will likely never do more live-action Death Battles like that because they're fucking lazy. Make no mistake about it. They have the budget to do live-action Death Battles like that. They just willingly choose not to. Make no mistake about it. They absolutely could do more. My recommendation, if you're gonna send Death Battles my way for possible Blood Royale episodes, please, for the love of all that is good, make sure you watch my video, What Makes a Good Death Battle, and follow the steps I outlined. Because if you don't follow those steps, I'm just gonna throw your idea in the garbage. Simple as that. It's not because I'm an asshole, it's just because your Death Battle isn't good enough. And that's not me trying to be a dick about it. I've had to throw some of my Death Battle ideas in the garbage because they weren't very good. There's so many Blood Royales I've canceled. For example, I wanted to do Lucy versus Accelerator. Can't happen. They're not compatible with each other. Accelerator would absolutely slaughter Lucy. Even if I gave Lucy the benefit of the doubt, it wouldn't be enough. Another one I wanted to do was Guts versus Heracles. Can't happen. Heracles is too powerful and Guts doesn't have the means to kill Heracles. I had to cancel that one. Guts versus Lancelot. Had to cancel that one too, because again, Lancelot is far too powerful. My good friend, who's also a part of my research team, Smucka, he explained to me that why Lancelot is too powerful for Guts. Guts wouldn't be able to fight Lancelot. So I had to cancel that one too. Lots of blood royales I've had to cancel. Like I said, maybe tonight or tomorrow, I'll try to find a way to review a Deadliest Warrior episode. I really want to find a way to do it. Because Deadliest Warrior was fucking awesome. So many great episodes. I'm not sure who Whis is. By the way, I'm probably going to stop the stream soon, guys, because I haven't gotten a chance to eat dinner yet. I was going to stream for maybe a couple of hours and then make some dinner. So, I'll probably stop it at midnight. Right now it's 11:54 where it is. And though today is my day off, I gotta make sure, though I could keep streaming for longer if I really wanted to, I gotta make sure I'm able to get to bed at a decent time because I do have work tomorrow. But I'll keep it going for a little bit more. They'll likely never do John Cena versus Jesus. Plus, that's an unfair matchup. How are you going to put Jesus against John Cena? Obviously, John Cena is going to win. The fuck? Again, compatibility, dude. You got to get compatibility. I don't take 1 Minute Melee seriously. People always ask me if I'll ever review 1 Minute Melee. I always tell them I don't take 1 Minute Melee seriously. 1 Minute Melee is just a minute or two worth of meaningless animation. That's all. No, there's no research, so therefore there's no fucking point. It's just mindless animation. Like, there are animation channels you could watch and still get more entertainment out of it. Like, I know there are some people that'll say, well, you're supposed to watch 1 Minute Melee for the animation. Okay, even as animation, it's still a waste of time because these animators' time are being wasted making 1 minute fights. It's just a waste of these animators' time. Like, I'm offended at how much shows like Death Battle waste the time and talent of talented animators. Like, they just have no respect for the talent of these animators. And I know Death Battle will probably say publicly, we care about our animators and their talent. Bullshit. Because you don't utilize them as well as you could. You don't utilize them to their full potential. Yeah, I don't blame you guys if you're tired. Streams like this can be quite long. Deadliest Warrior, odds are, if I ever did do a tier ranking list of all the Death Battle shows out there, versus shows, the only one that would probably ever get an S ranking is Deadliest Warrior. Everything else would be in the F and D territory. Like, maybe Power Beatdown could get an A or something, but only Deadliest Warrior would get an S. Because only Deadliest Warrior is the only one that has a fucking clue in their head of what to do. Here's the thing. 1 Minute Melee is the same thing as DBX. You know why 1 Minute Melee and DBX exists? I'll tell you exactly why it exists. I've probably mentioned this in previous reviews, but they only exist to make money. That's it. It's just a paycheck for them. Nothing more, nothing less. That's why I always say, if you truly want to hurt Death Battle and teach them a lesson, don't watch DBX, don't watch 1 Minute Melee, don't watch Death Battle. That's the worst thing you can do to them, is not interact with their episodes. The less likes and the less views they get, the less ad revenue they get. And then they'll have to start making better episodes. Simple as that. I've said this numerous times before.